Yay! Super. All right. I was asked to hold this presentation in English, so I hope it's worth it, so that at least some of you, their first language is English, so it's not unnecessary. I'm a little nervous, so please behold. So the presentation that I'm holding today is AI in B2B using prototypes to get from concept to impact in weeks. And we thought about this title for quite some time, just because, first of all, yes, AI. Who has been to other talks from us, sometimes we are talking about more, let's say, heavyweight machine learning topics that you can also do. AI, we are obviously talking about the elephant in the room, large language models, and to most of you as a user probably known as ChatGPT. We're not only talking about ChatGPT, we're talking about other off-the-shelf AI solutions, and especially in a use case of B2B. When we looked through the people that have signed up here, not only B2B companies signed up, so I have brought one use case that is more focused on B2C as well. So you find this maybe more applicable to your business as well. Using prototypes. Prototypes probably as much used in different variations as AI. Prototypes from Figma to paper prototypes to Lego. We're talking about pieces of software that actually work. And then to get from concept to impact in weeks. And I'm talking about 4 to 6, maybe 8 weeks, to get actual measurable impact in your organization. So basically, this is what I will try to cover today with you. And in the end, I hope you can take away a couple of things, and I will point those out. So, but before I start with the presentation, just really quick, I learned I have to talk a little bit about myself as well. And I'm a father of a 2-year-old called Pauline. I love prototypes so much that I actually tried to go to space. And because I couldn't do that, because I'm too stupid for NASA, I actually sent up a balloon to prove that the world is not flat, which you can see in the middle picture. And I am from Hamburg, and as Hamburg people are very, very stereotypical. I work in digital, I have a bully, and a kite. From a job perspective, I have been a founder for the majority of my professional life. I founded a couple of companies. The biggest one that I've built together with my co-founders, Sarah and Victoria, is a whole ecosystem around the topic of pregnancy, from an app to a marketplace, and a whole content ecosystem. Today, we are reaching about 25% of the pregnancy market, if you so want, with our product. So, and about 2.5 years ago, I joined Etribes. Why did I join Etribes? Because it's the subline, entrepreneurs for your business. And I think that is something that's really important because we're not a consultancy firm, even though we may be called a consultancy, but I hate that word. So, yes, I have to start with this. On the 30th of November last year, we discovered our next iPhone moment. I think you've heard it in the keynote, in another keynote before, so I'm not going to take too much of your time for that. So disruption happened, and we've had these moments before. Also the Corona moment, if you so want, when everything changed. And I think what is really important about these two things is all of you now have an iPhone or at least a smartphone, and possibly through the Corona moment, all of you have some kind of a different working life. So, and we believe that you are now standing with your companies in front of this technological gap. And now the question is how to avoid falling into that gap and actually jump that curve into a next technological frontier. So, and as the turnout shows, as the topics on this fair show, there is a huge gold rush atmosphere. Kind of like 2007 when the iPhone came out. I actually built an app, and I was one of the first 300 apps with my colleagues. And this was really cool because nobody really knew what to do. And we encountered the same situation right now. We don't really know what we're digging for. And there are different kinds of groups of people here. And I want to point out that there are AI skeptics out there, and those are fed. We maybe all know the Thai tweets when I think Microsoft was it that basically built a chatbot that within hours became racist. Then current LLM models sometimes declare love to users, and also there are a couple, let's say like Charlie Munger, who say like, well, traditional thinking works quite well as well. So there are skeptics, and those are not, because this is a bubble. Berlin even is a bigger bubble, and Hamburg as well. So the question is now, please don't be a skeptic. And if you think that this will not disrupt your way of doing, look at that camera. It doesn't have a lens. It doesn't have anything except of a display. And it looks at the location data, looks at all the Instagram pictures that have been taken, and actually takes a picture. So if you don't need any of those things that you usually do to do your service, now think maybe around the corner, somebody else can actually disrupt your business. And then, who has used a large language model here before as a user? Show of hands. Great. So most of you possibly are the creative explorer, because when you look at our LinkedIn feed, we were flooded with posts like, these 10 prompts will change your life. These 15 prompts will save 80% of your time. So what we are told by our peers is use large language models kind of like your personal assistant. We believe that 100% of you will become practical users in the next couple of weeks, months, or years. Kind of like with Corona, new work environment, stuff like that. And the questions that you will have, that we will ask yourselves are, which manual tasks can we automate across our organization? Because you don't want to have one person write more effective emails, you want all of them write more effective emails. Can I improve my customer engagement via AI? So Pip, who was Pip Klöckner, just said the year of efficiency. Yes, efficiency is a topic, but also top line is a topic. So how can you leverage AI to actually make more revenue and maybe more effective revenue? Then the next question is my organization actually capable to work with AI? Hint, probably yes, we can do it. And then how do I use AI along GDPR laws? That's a typical question that CEOs ask us. And can I use AI with my own data? Because obviously we're not just talking about the world's available information, but actually about what data do I have in my own organization. So all of you will become that. So now the question is, after that intro, is how does it work and what can it do for my organization? In simple terms, AI is very simple. Input, output, and in between is processing. That's what AI does. I'm a big fan of very easy messages. So, in a little tiny, more complex terms, it's you have input, you have output, you have processing, and you have system prompts, assistant prompts, and user prompts. System prompts is basically you're setting the boundaries of where the large language model is supposed to work in. Let's say you're a logistics company. I had a pitch with a logistics company today in the morning. That's why I'm late. So if anyone had a meeting with me and I couldn't make it, I'm sorry for that. And the logistics company needs to give that impulse to the LLM. We are a logistics company where we have these kind of products, lines, where maybe these kind of people, we use these kind of systems, blah, blah, blah. So then, by definition, the LLM knows more in which context it is supposed to give you output. The second one is a system prompt. That's where it gets really interesting, because you can actually feed data into the LLM that is not known to the LLM yet. It might be from your PIM, from your CRM system, from whichever system, you can feed that in. You can actually build a data pipeline that just puts in data. And then the user prompt is basically that what you know from LinkedIn, like the actual prompt, the thing that you want to know from the AI. And you can obviously enhance that by basically saying, okay, I wanted that output, la-di-la-di-la. So now how to do it? Well, we talk about usually in 3 steps: identification, build, impact. We've identified use cases across the board. You can get this presentation, don't worry about it. We've found them in sales and marketing, customer support, customer experience, finance, HR, R&D. Those are the bigger areas that we're focusing right now on, we as a company. And the cases that I brought you today, because you will see prototypes today, are in B2B customer research and B2B sales documentation. How did we get there? Is basically we looked at it in 2 dimensions. And consultancies always have to bring that slide. So, first one is impact. Obviously, either being bottom line impact or top line impact. And the second one is measurability. So let's say you are a B2B company that holds account plannings, which are held maybe, let's say, once a month, once a quarter. Not very high frequency, therefore is not really an AI use case. It is human-centered. Every single meeting is different. But looking at let's look at your customer pipeline as a logistics company again. So you have A clients, large key accounts, you have B clients, and you have C clients. Basically what we call the long tail. Those are clients you work very frequently with, but you cannot put that much effort into them because then they become unprofitable. So these are clients that you can focus on and actually build a more profitable long tail by using AI, because there are just many. So the 2 first examples that I brought are about B2B customer research, B2B sales documentation, and then I will have the B2C case afterwards. So, who works in a company that does some kind of cold calling? 1, 2, cool. 3, all right. So you will know this problem. You will know Marvin. Marvin is your cold calling person. He has 30 cold calls per day, which is kind of like a Google number, if you so want. Like Google, when you start working for Google, you get shipped off to Dublin, and then you have to cold call. His average conversion rate is something between 2 to 5%, which is an industry standard, if you so want. And he's supposed to do 15 minutes of research, but he skips that for most of the time. Why is that? Well, because he is lazy, and he does not see the value in that. Or he just has different things to do, like laundry, coffee with his peers. And the company that we're talking about here, where basically this is conducted, is I would say, an HR recruiting firm. So the customer journey for that particular company looks like you have a lead list that is prioritized by your superior, by Marvin's superior. Then there's research, the 15 minutes I just talked about. Then there's a call, he has to document it. And then at some point there's a deal. The problem that it now is, the prioritization is done most of the time purely subjective. The second one, research, is simply effort and is often skipped or neglected. Therefore, the call is unprepared, the conversion rate is low, and let's say Marvin encounters a client that is not like super enthusiastic about their product. So he maybe skips the documentation completely. It is taken into another pre-order list. The person is going to call again. Everybody hates that, to be called again. So, and because documentation is hard and effort, the quality of follow-ups or happening of follow-ups is actually very low. And in the end, it's very hard to compare because everything is done by a human being, and somebody's better in documentation, somebody's worse, and it's really hard to get like best practices. So we're focusing on the 2 in the middle, because we think that we can automate the research and basically help the person that is cold calling by getting better prepared in regards to opening lines, in regards to challenges that he or she will encounter during their cold call. And the other one is automated transcriptions and follow-ups. How does that look like? We've built an, let's say, suite of prototypes. And it's very important to know that these prototypes are not linked to the CRM. Why is that? Because we wanted to get from concept to impact in weeks and not do a whole transformation project first until we can use the AI. So what did we do? We basically put up a second screen. We have two teams running next to each other, one without AI, one with AI support. So what did we do? We reduced, and the impact is basically we reduced the research time from 15 minutes to 3, therefore increased sales efficiency. And we have an instant customer understanding, which then should lead to better conversion rates. Now I have to leave my presentation and look at this. So you see that this is not scripted. Let's say we want to work with a company. Is Miele here? No? Yeah, Miele? Okay. So let's say Miele. So Miele, we want to call the, what is your position? Director AI. Okay, that. All right, I'm leaving. So let's say we want to call your head of procurement, okay? So basically what it does, it creates a system prompt, right? Based on what I just typed in. Just two informations that I can directly take from my CRM into here, and it creates the environment basically. Then it looks at different kind of data sources out there to understand what are the needs or what are the open positions for that particular company. And what it does, it says Miele is a company in home appliance, has about 20,000 employees. Its top competitors are Bosch, Siemens, Electrolux. It's possibly looking for product managers, home appliance, marketing managers, blah, blah, blah. And the head of procurement has several challenges and is probably looking for these kinds of positions. Plus, the top 3 reasons why the people hang up their phone is I have no interest, I already have a recruiting partner, and I'm not the right person to talk to. So what it does, within 15 seconds you can read that, get into the call, and be prepared for whatever the client is actually telling you. May I know your name? Just your first name. Florian, all right. So, hey, I just talked to Florian from Miele, and he's super, super interested in our services. Unfortunately, he goes to holidays for 3 weeks with his family to Barbados. But I would really like to follow up with him after his holidays. And what would be really cool if we would write him the product offering that we're offering him into a short memo. And then basically, I want to meet with him after he comes back from holiday. What also would be great, I believe that the deal probability is about 70% because he's like super, super excited about our product offering. And I think our overall deal size could be around, let's say, $500,000. So what it does now, it basically takes my voice, transcribes it with Whisper, and does a management summary of what I just said. Because as you saw, I stumbled a little bit around, I said, whatever. So from one point, I have a full transcript, I have the management summary that I can copy paste into my CRM system. I have all the follow-ups in there. I have a deal likelihood of 70%, I have a deal potential of 500,000 euros, and I have a follow-up email prepared right away that I can send directly to the customer. Is that somehow cool? Yes? Yes? Okay. I was hoping for that. All right. So yeah, as you can see, it is transcribed directly. And the great thing here is because we gave it rules of how to document. It basically improves the data quality, availability, durability, and quality. It also makes it more comparable. And in our live test that we showed is there's a 42% higher follow-up rate just because it's automated. And I think that is pretty cool. So, I think I'm rushing through this. So we have more time for questions. Anyway, so last use case I want to show you is helping a retailer to disrupt their access to customer. And I had to kind of butcher the use case because I want to be the client to be anonymous. So it is not the same industry that I'm showing you it, right? But it is a B2C. But basically, retailers are usually at the last point of the customer journey, right? Because and the average basket in let's say a multi-product retailer, which is not Miele because they do like home appliances, right? But others are a lot wider in their product portfolio. And the typical customer journey is kind of like inspiration. So let's say I want to go to a wedding in Italy, or I want to go to a wedding in the winter, or I want to go to a funeral. Basically the prompt that you would do for wedding in the winter and a funeral are very, very similar, but they differ in very small areas, right? But it's basically the idea is like, what kind of outfit would I need? Then I'm planning, okay, I need shoes, I need a shirt, I need a suit, I need a fly, I don't know. And then I consider something, a place where I would buy it, and I go to the retailer and I buy it. And I buy maybe the shoes or the suit, but not everything. And then I use it. Fantastic. We all want to use it. So what did we do is basically we created an app, a front end, where you can enter these kinds of prompts, like I'm looking for an outfit for a wedding in Italy. And what it does, it's a little small, but I want to walk you through it. Basically, we built, in order to stay away from the product, like the whole system architecture, we build a scraper. The scraper just looks through the online store and just scrapes the whole online store. All the product data that is on there. This will obviously be improved once the PIM system is integrated into this prototype. So then it asks you what outfit are you looking for? I'm looking for a wedding in Italy. It creates a system prompt, an assistant prompt, and a user prompt, and it generates an outfit idea. Then it goes to DALL-E or Midjourney, and it feeds the name and the prompt into it, and it generates an image based on the outfit names and the products. And the outcome is basically based on that prompt. I'm looking for an outfit in Italy. We are not just we're creating a story around the outfit. We know the sizes from our scraping that are available. We know the products that the person has to wear, the savings because discounts is a big part of why people buy. And it basically creates a model, a human model, that wears the clothing. This is still in production, so I can't show you the result. And yes, the outfits don't look amazing yet, but we're working on it. And what comes out of it is basically, you just jump the curve of a customer journey. And when you follow up with me, let's say in 2 weeks, then I'm pretty sure that we can show you a really cool use case that is not exactly that, but very close to that. So yeah. Basically what I want, and one other use case I cannot show you right now, because I actually thought I don't have any time anymore, is a customer service use case. So what I wanted to tell you is, first of all, the B2B customer research, we reduced the time to research from 15 to 3 minutes. Then the B2B sales documentation increased by 42, the follow-up rate increased by 42%. And then we have a customer service bot that is only on the first level, right? So just first level support. There is no connection to a CRM system yet. And it decreased the customer service cost by 30%. And then, since we're not buying one product anymore, the first tests that we've done are that the cross-selling potential is increased by 300% by the use case that I just showed you. So 3 of them are efficiency, 1 of them is definitely top line, and I would like to invite you to think of those kind of use cases based on impact and measurability and understand what could be valuable to your company. And basically, kind of like an e-commerce approach. If you would like to test that with us, basically identify, build, impact, 6-week program, approximately 120,000 euros, depending on kind of like how heavy the use case is going to be. So if you want to talk to me about that, I would be happy. And you will find me and my colleagues here to talk. We will be at the Founders Home bar for the rest of the evening, so please find us there. And now I will take your questions. Are there any questions? Yes. Yes.
Did you do also some scraping that is related, that is company related?
No.
Or is that generated from the knowledge of the LLM?
Okay. Good question. So the general information of the company is purely ChatGPT. What you could do is, for instance, enter a North Data API, which costs like 800 euros a month. Then you could also do like qualifications of profitability, and have basically a proxy to understand, like, is this a company that would actually buy my services just because they're profitable and on a good run? That would be something. What we've done with the job positions is we are basically looking at different platforms where job offerings are posted online, and we use them to enhance the results. And I think there was another person that raised their hand. No? Yeah. All right. Yeah. So maybe some other impulse that another impulse that I would like to give you. First of all, what we call the assistant prompt, right? Where you enter your own data. It is very, very feasible to do that. To basically build your own AI. It doesn't have to be only the world's knowledge. It can actually be yours as well. The other thing is to make you can fine-tune. You can basically fine-tune everything. Also, you don't have to use ChatGPT. You don't have to use BART. There are open source AIs out there that you can use and make them basically more your own. And maybe one other thing, cost. Using large language models gets costly quite easily. So you have to really look at like what are the tokens and like that you use to create your prompt and stuff. In a first test, and I had to do this like in the very, very, very beginning, right? I entered my own credit card, and within 3 days I was maxed out because we created a prompt that was way too long, and it actually queried everything at 4 o'clock in the morning, and we're like, why are we paying 400 euros a day? So we had our fair share of learning curve here as well. Other questions? Yes. Yeah.
What is your secret sauce?
So, okay. First of all, I think what we as Etribes are very good at is from basically managing the whole process from an idea to a full execution. I just showed you prototypes. It will become harder the more centralized you get into the systems of a customer. I'm not showing you these because I cannot show you a CRM system of a customer, right? So the whole transformation part is a big part of it. Then I would say managing the customer is quite a challenge from time to time, and I'm not trying to basically blame anyone, but most of the large companies in Germany are led by white men in a, let's say, older age that maybe do not understand what we're actually talking about here and have like these ideas how it works. And managing that is something that is really, really difficult. Also, we're not building a SaaS software here, right? So this is basically customized upon what you as a company need. And that is in the end what we do. That's basically the execution-driven consulting work that we do. Sure. I'm just talking to people now.
Like for example, I mean there are other use cases where you could use AI
Of course.
companies. For example, what I know from my company that multiple sales people had difficulties using Excel and
Mm-hmm.
just analyzing, doing a technical analysis of the customer beforehand, the sales and everything. Do you think that with a combination of both from, for example, you could also offer a service like this? Like, hey, I want to, what products can I even offer this one? What products?
Yeah. So basically product recommendation.
Exactly.
Okay. So let's look at the use case that I was discussing today in the morning. I did the same example with Leap Hair. It's a crane manufacturer, right? And the company is trying to sell to Leap Hair. But their competitors do Leap Hair. And we try to store the information through the documentation part, and then that can be used to actually recommend, so okay, the other crane manufacturer actually used this product, so therefore let's also offer that. So we can actually reinforce the knowledge that we create. Another example is when we look at the outfit example. Currently, the time it takes to create one outfit is about 2 minutes, which is a horrible customer experience, because nobody's going to wait 2 minutes. But somebody's saying wedding in Italy, probably going to get a result. We can store that. And the next person that puts the same prompt in gets the same result, but because we know it is on demand, we create another one. So we build up a huge database of outfits that fit that particular use case. Therefore, we get quicker, and we understand what are the outfits that then get shopped more. We can increase though, like we can basically in a model, if you so on, we give bonuses to outfits that have been shopped more, and therefore increase the recommendation engine, if you so want. Sure. Yeah.
So, I mean, you showed like the map of the use cases.
Mm-hmm.
What's your statement on make or buy? Because I mean, there's certainly some use cases like pattern and an analysis and so on, which probably companies will kind of integrate into their existing solutions.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, how do you kind of define with the company you're consulting if they really should make something or just buy or wait?
Yeah, what we do when we, like the matrix that I showed, right? There like some use case drop out of it, and then we make a feasibility study and see like, okay, does it make sense? Even though it might be super measurable and super high impact, it might be really, really difficult. And maybe there's something that either be customized or not when we find somebody who does that very well. It also, we believe in an API first overall architecture approach. Even though Pip Klöckner just said something different. But basically, yes, we always look at the best of breed, but more often than not, in the current time, there is just no solution that fits. So it's better to just build it and test it and see if it works. But we do this usually as I said, with the B2B sales, it is usually around like one of those things. And then usually, right, with the age is like 6 months old. Obviously, we have to talk about data strategy. You have to say, because this is something that can be used very well to get buy-in into an organization. Because you have skeptics, you have people that are scared if this is going to take their job. A good example is maybe when you help them to create more revenue for themselves, then the buy-in is higher to actually use it and maybe do it in a customer segment that they're currently not serving. Therefore, there's more buy-in, people would like it, all of the organization wants it, and then you get a higher adaptation of the of the technology. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, yeah, sure. I think just like this trade-off of kind of developing something and then maybe having to all these operation costs and deployment costs in the future in trade-off like maybe waiting 3 months or 6 months when like a switch provider. I mean, it's just
Super
like,
fair.
and it's a prediction, right? You
Right.
can't know for sure.
And I give you another example. We have a client who wants to move from Sugar CRM to Salesforce. And they have like this huge integration project that takes like 3 years. And in 3 years, they want to enhance their data. I'm like, but we can use Sugar CRM, build a prototype, enhance your data right away, and then you can work in the next 3 years with better data. There is no need to wait for 3 years. So is it for everyone? No. Is it always feasible and logical to do it? No. But so far, I'm seeing more use cases where it makes sense to just start and do something and test it and get impact and actually see that people buy into it than not do it at all.
You said that you're collecting data, like for example, they're creating outfits and you're collecting more and more outfits in order to build basically a catch and then later on give out results quicker. Is it like a separate database per customer, or is there also an option for you in the future to basically link the database that you have to get like this ultimate of understanding of, for example, really like companies that then can use how do you say it? Basically, experiences from competitors that don't don't translate directly into their business, but into like a macro business. You understand?
No.
Okay. Then just like how do you collect the data? Is it per customer or is it like?
So we collect all of the prompts and the results, and we measure how often the prompt is put in, and basically that's it. So there's no per user currently because it's a prototype. If we would build this into a full-fledged product, yes, obviously we would see like, okay, how can we customize and build it on that one particular user. Currently, we're in that particular prototype, we're looking at how can we make it faster, because the customer journey currently on the prototype is shit. But in a month, it will be running pretty smoothly because we have collected enough prompts.
Well, then the question then added just, for example, you know now that dresses for an Italian wedding are usually looked for. Can you then, for example, you could now go to another customer and be like, you should have more dresses for Italian customer, basically, because that's what
Yes.
you found on the website.
Yeah. Okay, got it. So again, this is a prototype that is not connected with the current system infrastructure, right? We're just linking the products, and then basically there's an image created of the product that is linked to their online store, and that's it. So what we're obviously measuring is like everything that is happening on the prototype. In the next step, when this MVP basically has product market fit, and people use it, love it, and stuff like that, then we will transfer from that to a full-fledged product. But so far, prototypical stage. And then all of these things like, okay, we need more dresses, we need more suits, we need more socks, we need more whatever. That will be something that we will track, and then give recommendations to the company. Done? Oh, no, 5 minutes. Okay, 5 minutes. Any other questions? All right. If not, happy to talk to you afterwards. As said, Founders Home.